So, good morning, good evening to everybody. Lovely to see you all. And of course, all of you have come from Deer Park and or are staying here. So, basically...
Yeah, that's okay.
So, I have been requested to give the opportunity for people to take the Bodhisattva Vow. Of course, I mean, personally, I'm totally unqualified, but the important thing is the vow, not just the person that's giving it. And it's very good if we can take it during our lifetime again and again and again, because it's like planting seeds in our mind stream, so that lifetime after lifetime, they will spring up again. And it means we will have the opportunity in all our future lives, likewise, to meet with the Mahayana doctrine and have faith in that. Because it's not enough just to hear about it, but it's very important that it connects with something very deep inside our hearts, and we feel, yes, this is what I want to do. It's essentially the aspiration that we are proceeding on our spiritual path, not just for the sake of our own liberation. That since at an ultimate level we are interconnected with all beings, therefore it only makes sense that we should aspire to attain to enlightenment in order likewise to benefit others and to help them likewise to become liberated. So, basically when people take on the spiritual path, there are essentially three reasons. One is that we hope it will make us feel better. A lot of people come to the Buddha Dharma because they are suffering. And when they read the sayings of the Buddhas and the great saints of the past, then they feel, yes, they understand what I'm going through. And if I take on these methods and techniques and devote my life to practice, I will definitely feel better. And in next lifetime, I will have a better situation. Maybe I even go to heaven, and it will all be so much nicer. It will make, in other words, samsara more comfortable. It's not that they can believe that they actually will go beyond samsara, but at least samsara, has its nice side, and that they feel that by practicing, making merit, being generous, being kind, being patient, they are creating the causes and conditions to have a better time in samsara. And so for most people, even in any spiritual path, not just Buddhist, the underlying aim is to make life easier. So that's one aspiration. The second aspiration is that of recognizing that no matter how much we try to make samsara comfortable, it's very insecure. We don't know. Everything is impermanent, everything changes, and we cannot know, today I'm feeling okay, everything's going all right, and then tomorrow I discover, I have some terminal sickness, or somebody I love very deeply goes away, they die or they leave, and all sorts of things happen that we don't have control over. And so actually, there's no way to make samsara pleasant and secure, because it's by very nature dukkha. And then there is the third aspiration, which means that we recognize that we are all interconnected, that we are all very much a part of each other, not just as humans, but animals and birds and fish, and even perhaps the whole of nature, all the trees. When people recognize the nature of the mind, the ultimate reality, one of the main aspects which is revealed at that time when the ego drops away is how deeply interconnected we all are at a very, very profound level. And as a result, then we think, how can I liberate myself and leave behind all these other beings who are, as the Tibetans like to say, have been our mothers in past lives. In other words, they've been very closely, we've all been very closely connected with each other. We've just forgotten, that's all. And so, like if there is a burning house and our family are inside and we get out, we can't just walk away and say, okay, well, sorry you're burning, but I'm okay. We have to try to likewise pull them out of the burning house. Otherwise, our being outside alone doesn't make real much sense. So the Bodhisattva vow is about the aspiration to practice the best we can, practice not just our formal practice, but during our daily life, bringing in the paramita, learning how to be more kind, more patient, more generous, as well as more compassionate and more wise. We are doing this because we are practicing in order to take all beings to the ultimate liberation. And that's going to take an awfully long time. It's not going to happen in this lifetime for sure. Even the Buddha couldn't do it. But the aspiration is to finally, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, to, of course I always lose things.
Which one are you missing, Jetsunma? Are you missing the vow?
Goodness me. Anyway, the aspiration is that lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, we come back and as soon as possible meet again with the Mahayana doctrine and have the genuine aspiration and faith to practice this and stage by stage by stage to be able more and more to be of real benefit to other beings. That's the point. So we are planting, as I say, these seeds in our mind stream, which, like growing a Bodhi tree, slowly, 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 if we keep it watered and we keep it nourished and protected from all the pests that try to eat it, then gradually that seed will start to put down roots and climb up and up and up until finally it becomes a beautiful Bodhi tree. So that's why we need to take this vow again and again and again. Every day we should recite the aspiration prayer, and it's like a GPS, you know, on a car. We set it for enlightenment for all sentient beings, And then along the way, we can, deal with the terrain that we're going through. But we know in our depths of our hearts that eventually it's going to take us to enlightenment for all sentient beings. So as Shantideva says, for as long as space endures and for as long as living beings remain, until then may I too abide to dispel the misery of the world. So that's the basic aspiration behind it all, that we're not just practicing and doing the best we can for the sake of our own benefit, but all beings wish happiness and don't want to suffer. Even if they don't recognize it or they do terrible things which they think are going to bring them satisfaction, the underlying motivation there is that we would rather feel happy than sad. And just as I would rather, quite frankly, feel happy than sad, so all beings, even however deluded we may be, all beings in their heart of heart want to feel okay. And they don't want to be miserable. And so we wish that for them too. And that for as long as it takes, however many eons of time it might take, we are coming back again and again and again, endlessly, with the inner aspiration to be of benefit for sentient beings and to also cultivate our own inner wisdom and compassion. Wisdom and compassion are reflections of the ultimate nature. It's not good enough just to have compassion. We also have to have skillful means. We also have to know how to benefit beings the best way we can at the level which we're at. So it's an immense aspiration. I mean, if you sit down and think about it, because it doesn't just include human beings, it includes all beings that have consciousness in the universe. And that is vast beyond conception. I mean, it's not just humans, but animals and all the beings living in the waters, the oceans and the lakes, all the birds and all those that fly, all the insects, and so vast. But we are making the aspiration that through until samsara ceases, we will be there to benefit beings to the best of our abilities. So, I don't want to go on forever about this. But even in this lifetime, when we might feel, well, I can't do anything, I'm already so stupid and messed up, what can I do to benefit other beings? But it's our attitude that counts. And so even when we do our practices or during the daily life, we must also remember that we are doing this on behalf of all beings. And that we are, for example, in the Ngundro, the preliminary practices, it starts by doing prostrations to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and teachers and so forth. But one sees oneself and then surrounded by all these other beings. For example, our parents and family, people we love, are on either side. And then people that we have a hard time with, that we don't like very much, we put them in front. And then all the other beings, it's like a huge, huge plain, and it's filled with all these other beings doing prostrations likewise. And one can see them also. I mean, they say sometimes you see them in human form, but sometimes it's more entertaining to see them as they are. For example, you could have a centipede, and then that centipede is also prostrating, but trying to work out which legs go down first, right? And all these insects and all these animals and the elephants and the horses and the dogs and everybody prostrating at the same time and remembering that we are their representative. That most people don't know how to do prostrations or how to do whatever practice we're doing. We are doing it on their behalf. We are practicing for all those zillions of beings who don't know how to practice. So we are their representatives, like at the United Nations, all the different countries send a representative, an ambassador. The whole country doesn't go to the United Nations. They select somebody and they will go on behalf of their country to speak for their country. So that's what we are doing. We are like representatives for all sentient beings who don't know how to practice yet. But we dedicate the merit towards them that in all their future lives they may meet with the Dharma and have faith in the Dharma. So this is the thing. So when we take the vow, we become incipient bodhisattvas. We're not H-level bodhisattvas, but we're little baby bodhisattvas. And we do the best that little bodhisattvas can manage. And then gradually, in this lifetime and in future lifetime, we begin to mature and grow up and can do better things, more things. But the thing is that we have the feeling that now we are definitely on the path towards Buddhahood for all beings. And that's extraordinary when you think about it. I mean, you know, that we renounce the bliss of nirvana and recognize that nirvana, samsara, you know, they are two sides of the same coin. And we practice so that our minds may become higher and vast, and we can see with clarity the true nature of samsara, and in this way begin to help others to gain release. So, I mean, you know, we do the best we can. And, you know, we try at least to be helpful and kind and not harm. Right? So you start by taking refuge and the precepts, and we try practicing the paramita, being generous, being patient, and we try. I mean, it's not like a kind of, what can I say, commandment. And if we fail, we get punished. It's not like that. It's an aspiration that in this lifetime, as much as we can, and in all our future lifetimes, we will really, really strive to benefit to all sentient beings. And all sentient beings includes ourselves. We should not neglect our own welfare. We should really, you know, we need to have a well-tamed mind so that we are able to fulfill our aspirations to the best of our ability. And when we fall down, then never mind, we pick ourselves up again and keep going. The important thing is never to give up, as His Holiness always says. So then we say, today, in the presence of all the protectors, I summon all beings as guests to the state of Buddhahood. And in the meanwhile, to worldly happiness. So we just wish well for all the beings and that we do not cause them any hurt or harm through all our lifetimes. That is our aspiration, right? That is our desire, that we should bring spiritual release, but in the meantime also worldly happiness. You know, there's nothing wrong with being happy in a worldly sense too, provided that we don't forget our ultimate aspiration is to leave behind the prison of samsara and to open the gates wide so that all beings may likewise go forth. So it's a very simple thing. There are two methods of giving the Bodhisattva vow, but this is a very simple one, and based on the words from the Shantideva Bodhicharyavatara, which probably most of you have read. And so again, it's very simple, and we shouldn't make it into a kind of guilt trip. You know, every time we do something for ourselves and maybe we're not so kind to others, we should just, you know, feel regret, and next time we'll do better, because we recognize, you know, we're only baby bodhisattvas. It's not easy to fulfill all the promises, but we're going to do our best, especially so that not just in this lifetime we don't waste our time, but also next lifetime we will meet with the Dharma very quickly and have faith. Because, of course, many people do meet with the Dharma, especially if you're born in a Buddhist country. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you then inwardly make the commitment that you're going to follow the path to the very, very best of your ability. That is very, actually still very unusual. And this day and age when there's so many temptations in all directions to become distracted, and we don't know what's going to happen in the future. So this is the time that we must make the best efforts we can, because we can't know what's going to happen next. I mean, the world is changing. The Buddha always said that everything is impermanent and everything is change. And he had no idea, I mean, what was going to happen in the future. There's so much change going on now. And people's minds change. So it's very important to again and again and again and again repeat and think about what we have vowed, in order that it is embedded in our mind stream, so that next life we can very quickly take on again from where we left off in this life, because it's going to be a long journey. But the important thing is to have compassion, and with that also the wisdom, the wiseness of knowing how to act in various situations in a way which will be of ultimate benefit not only to ourselves but to others. And it does really mean not just when we're sitting on our cushion doing our practice, but really during our daily life and our interactions with others. You know, that's the real training. That's the real Bodhisattva path, is when we are dealing with other people, and especially those who sometimes are quite difficult for us, how to deal with the situation with genuine insight and wisdom. So the foundation is the aspiration for enlightenment for the sake of all beings, to be able to bring all beings to enlightenment. And there are three different ways of taking this on. One is called king, because in previous times, the king would, when they're going for war or whether they're going for whatever they're going for, the king would ride in front. And then all the troops would follow him. It was quite difficult being a king in the good old days. You had to have a responsibility for protecting your people. So the king rode in front, and then behind him somebody holding up the flag, and then all the troops. And that is one way to be a bodhisattva. You attain enlightenment first, and then you encourage all the other people through your example to likewise go forward into enlightenment. The second motivation is that of a boatman. If we go on a boat, all the passengers sit in the boat and the boatman steers, but we all go together. And so the boatman and his passengers all arrive at the same time. And the third way is that of a shepherd, and this is considered the highest aspiration. A shepherd, all his sheep go first. And when all the sheep have gone through, then the shepherd, will follow them and close the door. So in that case, we are aspiring that we will make sure that all the beings first attain liberation, and only when all beings have attained liberation will we ourselves say, okay, that's it, and attain Buddhahood. So in any case, the important thing is that we're not alone, that our enlightenment includes all these other beings that are more important to us than our own individual liberation. So whatever level we aspire to, the idea is that all beings are with us on this one, not just me. So this text is a very simple text, and it's taken from Shantideva. I mean, if you haven't read the Bodhicitta, then definitely you should. There are several translations nowadays. So what you need to do, because we're running out of time, what you need to do is please first do 3 prostrations to the Buddha and the Bodhisattvas here. And then after 3 prostrations, kneel with your hands together, okay? If prostrations are very difficult, just visualize. And then please repeat after me. Okay? To all the Buddhas dwelling in the 3 times and 10 directions.
To all the Buddhas dwelling in the 3 times and 10 directions.
To the great Bodhisattvas on the 10 levels.
To the great Bodhisattvas of the 10 levels.
To the great teachers, the Vajra holders.
To the great teachers, the Vajra holders.
Pray listen to me.
Pray listen to me.
until I attain the essence of enlightenment. I take refuge in all the Buddhas. In the holy Dharma and in the assembly of noble bodhisattvas. Again, to all the Buddhas dwelling in the 3 times and 10 directions, to the great bodhisattvas on the 10 levels, to the great teachers of Vajra holders, pray listen to me. Until I attain the essence of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas, in the holy Dharma, and in the assembly of noble bodhisattvas. To all the Buddhas dwelling in the 3 times and 10 directions, to the great bodhisattvas on the 10 levels, to the great teachers of Vajra holders, pray listen to me. Until I attain the essence of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas, in the holy Dharma, and in the assembly of noble bodhisattvas. Right. Now we take the vow. Now comes the actual vow. Just as the Buddhas of the past aroused the bodhicitta aspiration and gradually progressed through the stages of a bodhisattva's training, likewise, I shall arouse the bodhicitta aspiration for the benefit of all beings. And I shall undertake step by step that training of a bodhisattva. And again, just as the Buddhas of the past aroused the bodhicitta aspiration and gradually progressed through the stages of a bodhisattva's training. Likewise, I shall arouse the bodhicitta aspiration for the benefit of all beings. And I shall undertake step by step that training of a bodhisattva. Just as the Buddhas of the past aroused the bodhicitta aspiration and gradually progressed through the stages of a bodhisattva's training, likewise, I shall arouse the bodhicitta aspiration for the benefit of all beings. And I shall undertake step by step that training of a bodhisattva. So these words you should recite every day. Just during your practice after taking refuge, you just recite this chant, right? It's important to remember why we're here. Okay. Having attained a fortunate human existence, now my life has borne fruit. Today I am born into the family of the Buddhas. Now I have become a child of the Buddhas. Now at all costs I must act in accord with that family. I must not do anything that will defile this noble and faultless race. Today, in the presence of all the protectors, I summon all beings as guests to the state of Buddhahood. To the state of Buddhahood. And in the meanwhile, to worldly happiness. May celestial beings, asuras, and all others be joyful. May beings never separate from the enlightened mind. And always engage in the activities of a bodhisattva. May they be cared for by the Buddhas. And give up the actions of Mara. May the bodhisattvas accomplish all they have intended for the sake of beings. Whatever the protectors have intended for them. May sentient beings receive it. May all sentient beings be happy. May all the lower realms be emptied forever. May the bodhisattvas on the 10 levels have all their wishes fulfilled. May the precious bodhicitta take birth in those in whom it has not taken birth, and where it has taken, may it never decline, but grow forever more and more. Yeah. So this is basically, again, the Bodhisattva vow, usually done in the Zen school. However innumerable beings are, I vow to meet them with kindness and interest. However inexhaustible the states of suffering are, I vow to touch them with patience and love. However immeasurable the dharmas are, I vow to explore them deeply. However incomparable the mystery of interbeing, I vow to surrender to it freely.
I vow to surrender to it freely.
From this day forth,
From this day forth,
with wisdom and compassion,
with wisdom and compassion,
as my lamp and my staff,
as my lamp and my staff,
I dedicate all my life energies
I dedicate all my life energies
to the welfare of all beings.
to the welfare of all beings.
Right. So that is the basic vow, which, as I say, it's not just for this lifetime, but lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, until all beings attain to Buddhahood. So here is a dedication from the Bodhisattva of Shantideva. May beings everywhere who suffer torment in their minds and bodies have, by virtue of this merit, joy and happiness in boundless measure. As long as they may linger in samsara, may their present joy know no decline, and may they taste of unsurpassed beatitude in constant and unbroken continuity. May the naked now be clothed, and all the hungry eat their fill. May those parched with thirst receive pure waters and delicious drink. May the poor and destitute find wealth, the haggard and careworn joy. May confidence relieve those in despair and bring them steadfastness and every excellence. May every being ailing with disease be freed at once from every malady. May all the sickness that afflicts the living be instantly and permanently healed. May those who go in dread have no more fear. May captives be unchained and now set free. And may the weak receive their strength. May living beings help each other in kindness. May all attain the human state and be possessed of wisdom, faith, and love. With perfect livelihood and sustenance, may they have mindfulness throughout their lives. Thus, by all the merit we have gained, may every being, leaving no one aside, abandon all their evil ways, embracing goodness now and evermore. So that is a dedication, and please, all of you, place bodhicitta. Bodhicitta just means the aspiration for full enlightenment for all beings. So place that at the center of our heart. But also remember that while we are hoping and praying to benefit all sentient beings, that we are the sentient being that we are mainly responsible for. So please don't just only think about others and deprive ourselves, but also cultivate a peaceful, kind, and happy inner center, so that our sense of self, which will be with us for many lifetimes probably, is healthy and well-balanced. Because if we have a healthy, well-balanced, peaceful sense of self, it's quite easy then to spread that feeling towards others, even those who are difficult. So please practice the Dharma, read the Dharma, say thank you to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas for what they are and who they are, and for all our great teachers who are showing us the way. And may all beings everywhere be well and happy and live in peace, right? Just to finish, I would like to, if I can find it again, this very interesting writing by somebody called Howard Zinn. Has anybody ever heard of Howard Zinn? He was a professor of history, I think, American. And what he's saying is just relevant to the times we live in. To be hopeful in bad times is not just foolishly romantic. It is based on the fact that human history is a history not only of cruelty, but also of compassion, sacrifice, courage, kindness. What we choose to emphasize in this complex history will determine our lives. If we see only the worst, it destroys our capacity to do something. If we remember those times and places, and there are so many, where people have behaved magnificently, this gives us the energy to act and at least the possibility of sending this spinning top of the world in a different direction. And if we do act in however small a way, we don't have to wait for some grand utopian future. The future is an infinite succession of presents. And to live now as we think human beings should live, in defiance of all that is bad around us, is in itself a marvelous victory. So I think that's a very important message. In these very dark times, we tend to get scooped into the darkness, and we must remember that however much darkness there is, there's actually never extinguishes the light. And the world is full of beautiful people doing beautiful things. We just don't hear about it. But from our side, we likewise will do everything we can to raise up that level of consciousness so that we can embody those qualities which we believe are true. So I'm so happy to see you all. You all look very beautiful. And I hope that we will remember too that now we are bodhisattvas and we must act as a bodhisattva would act. And right now, I mean, my Lama would say the same thing. We looks like it's empty. It's not empty. This whole place is filled with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who are saying, well done, children of the Buddha. They are so happy that in this world, people are here to raise their aspiration to the highest possible level, not leaving even a single being out. All beings we are aspiring to take with us to enlightenment, however long it may take. So this is very wonderful. And keep every day His Holiness the Dalai Lama recites, and so we also should recite every day this stanza again from the Bodhicharyavatara. So I will repeat it here. For as long as space endures, and for as long as living beings remain, until then may I too abide to dispel the misery of the world. So that will keep us on track if nothing else does. But at the same time, we also have to show compassion and kindness to ourselves. Don't leave yourself out, okay?
Thank you so much, Jetsunma. Peter and Jessica would like to read the long life prayer for Jetsunma's long life.
Om Svasti, the foremost mother of all Buddhas, branch of the Vajra, swift and noble accomplisher, marked with wish-fulfilling wheels, she who bestows abundance, the deathless Ushna Vijaya, and all supreme long-life deities, bestow virtue and goodness. You are a field of perfectly pure morality, laden with beautiful, bountiful fruits of hearing, contemplating, and meditating, who wondrously brings forth happiness for all in the three worlds. Please remain forever as a spiritual friend at the heart of the practice lineage. Utterly stainless and noble vase of sacred lineage teachings, holding the pith of Retchungpa's lineage of oral instructions. You who heals the weaknesses in the teachings and in beings, Jetsunma Tenzin Palmo, may your lotus feet firmly remain. By the blessings of the infallible truth of the three jewels, Dusol Palmo, the five Tsering sisters and others, and by the ocean of activities of the Samaya-bound Brahmapalas, may the unfolding of your excellent deeds shine in the 10 directions. May the great nunnery of the ultimate lineage, Dongyu Gatsal Ling, a deep wellspring of the study and practice of Sutra and Tantra, flourish for as long as the sky remains, as a sacred tree of offerings for sentient beings throughout the three worlds.
And now I will play the same prayer, but in Tibetan, sung by our own nuns here from DGL.
Om Swasti Gyagya Yom Joy Doje Lama Nyursi Pama Ichi Korlesen Chime Bade Lambar Yamaso Abila Chunagi Gereza Nam Dai Sujim Zami Shinsala Tesang Gombilu De Yurzai Sai Sum Gungai Gibi Mosarje Dungi Beni Dushabde So Rakar Gibi Damza Bunzandu Rechuni Gyumengo Chuchaiwe Tendu Gulbasowi Jetsunma Tenzin Bami Shabe Tenjurji Choi Sun Lumi Debe Jiladan Dusulamu Lami Chingasu Tenzin Dam Jin Jatsui
And on that note,
Thank you so much, Jetsunma.
Good
Thank
day.
you, everyone. And wait, I'll put everyone on the screen, Jetsunma, so you can see them.
thank you, Peter, Jessica, and all of you dear friends that I can see here on the screen. So may you all truly be well and happy, peaceful and at your ease. And keep digging those seeds, right? Lots and lots of seeds in our mind stream. So next lifetime, you can come back and like our little nuns who are 3 or 4 years old, you can get to work on saving all sentient beings.